before recording this video, I did a Google search on relationships advice. It gave me 493 million hits. That's 493 million websites, blogs, articles, and videos, and so on and so forth, which are giving out relationship advice. And of course, in amongst that is Perfiniti by yours truly. 493 million. Now, if that's not enough for you and you still need some more advice, we all have our family, friends, and colleagues who are just willing to jump in and, just tell us how we should and what we should do in our relationships. Now, that's all well and good, because the truth is that in spite of all this mountain of advice around us at the drop of a hat, the reality is that many of us, or rather I should say most of us, are still having troubles, or our relationships are not what we'd like them to be. Which brings me to the question, why? I mean, we've established that it's not because we don't have enough advice. And the truth is that most of that advice will not work, whether it is from a coach or from a counselor or from internet websites or friends or colleagues or families. And the simple reason is because it's about your relationship. It's not about their relationship. Yes, I am in the business of working with people in their relationships, and yet I say this. So am I talking myself out of business? Maybe, but that's okay. The real reason why the advice or the tips or the tricks or the whatever else there is out there does not work for every relationship every time, apart from the fact that they are given by people who are not in that relationship, is because it is very rare that we actually take a step back and ask ourselves, why am I in this relationship? You see, for anything to work, it is very important that the reasons for being a part of it are clear. It's like if you go take a job, you don't just go work for any company that you happen to bump into just after you leave home. There's a reason why you are working for the business or the company or the organization you're working for. There's a reason why you've chosen the career that you've chosen. Whether it's right or wrong, that's another discussion, but the reason exists. So why is it so different for relationships? Just because we think that relationships will just happen. Well, nothing can be further from the truth. Just because you or I or anyone else is in a relationship does not automatically mean that the relationship will work. And those of us who've been in it for a while will attest to this. So the bottom line is, if you want to improve your relationship, if I want to improve my relationship, make it better or fix it or whatever the case may be, yes, there is advice out there. But the first and foremost thing is I have to ask myself, why am I in this relationship? What is this relationship doing for me? What is the purpose of this relationship? What is the purpose of me being in this relationship and not some other relationship? Is it the fact that the first guy or the first girl who I came across or you came across and you just said, yep, I'll be in a relationship with you? I don't think that is the case. So it is imperative to ask ourselves the question, why am I in this relationship? Is this relationship adding any value to my life? Am I adding any value to this relationship? Is this relationship helping me achieve my goals? Is this relationship helping me to live the kind of life I have always wanted to live? And the thing is, how often do we ask ourselves these questions? When we're not in a relationship, we are stressed because we're not in a relationship. And, we do whatever it takes to get into a relationship. We do silly stuff many a times to get into relationships. Whether we are a guy or a girl doesn't matter. And once we get into a relationship, then we are stressing on, this is not what I wanted. It is not giving me what I want. And in many relationships, both the partners are hell-bent on making the other person on who they want him or her to be. Now, isn't this ironical? You get into a relationship with a person because of who that person is at that time. You like that person for who he or she is. But as soon as you get into that relationship, you want to change that person. And you want to change that person to become like whoever it is that you are or whoever you think that they should be. Now, that's all right, as long as that person is okay with that. I'm not here to judge, but I'm asking you, why are you in this relationship? What value are you bringing to your partner? Are you helping him or her improving their life? Are you helping him or her to achieve their goals? Are you in any shape or form being of use to them to make their life purpose, their relationship purpose, a reality? Now, this might sound warm and fuzzy, and that's fine by me. But believe you me, in working with couples to help them in their relationships or their marriage, the very first question I ask them, and which any good counselor or coach should ask you, is why are you in this relationship? Why not some other relationship? So think about this. It's very important. And, like I said, it may be warm and fuzzy, but nothing can be further from the truth. It's as simple as, would you go to a holiday just because it had the cheapest air tickets? Or would you go to a holiday to a kind of place, if you wanted to go for a beach holiday, at least you know you want to go to a beach holiday. That is why you're going for a beach holiday, because it helps you relax, it gives you, the sun, the beach, the water, all of those things. Now, once you figure that out, then it's okay to look for the cheapest air ticket to a beach destination. But if you did not know why you wanted to go for a beach holiday, then would it matter whether you went to the mountains or you went to, a concrete jungle or an island or a beach or whatever the case may be? It doesn't matter. Same thing in your relationship. Why am I in this relationship? It is the most important question to answer. And it also applies to marriages, by the way. It also applies to marriages, but we'll talk about that in another video. So I'm going to leave you with the thoughts of to take a step back from your relationship and just in your moments of peace, and if you don't have them, please try to create them. In your moments of peace, ask yourself, why am I in this relationship?